Okay, wait, let's do the spin thing. Well, hello there. We did it. We made it to the first week of the Song of the Week challenge. And boy, I need my coffee. This was a very interesting experiment, I will have you know. We are here. It is Saturday. What a week it has been. So, to be completely honest with you, I had no freaking idea what I was going to do this week. I am completely new to GarageBand, and that's the program I'm currently using because it's free. I didn't want to pay the $300 a month for Pro Tools, and I didn't feel quite ready to spend $200 on Logic Pro. So I thought, you know what? Let's start off at the very ground level if we're going to start over again. And so I picked GarageBand, which came free on my Mac. Come to discover there's actually some good sounds on GarageBand. And this first week was basically just about learning how to use GarageBand. I've used Pro Tools and Logic in the past, so I kind of know my way around this stuff. So essentially, this first song ended up just being me mashing up together a bunch of sound effects that I thought sounded cool. So when you first create a new software instrument, it usually will start with a default instrument already there, right? So the first one that came up was just a classic electric piano. And in the nature of simplicity, I thought, let's just go with whatever the program gives me. And then I just played this simple 4-note melody, moved it up a little bit, moved it up a little bit. Of course, it took a couple of days of me humming and hawing and being like, what am I supposed to do with this? This sounds kind of blah. I don't know what I'm doing with this. Actually, I feel like now would be a good time to go back in time and show you some of what we went through during the recording process. So, here you go. That's our song. Congratulations, we did it. Oh, that was harsh. Oh my god. Okay, so we're going to use a soft version of that piano because that was painful. God damn. Okay, we have a basic balls. What? We have a basic bass line. That's that's the word I was looking for. Now let's look for a bass that goes good. So far this song sounds super sleepy because both times I've worked on it already, I am super sleepy. So I guess our first song. Why am I talking like this? It's just because I am tired. This is only the first week of the challenge. This should not be that challenging. Oh, I'm recording and I'm just on my phone. My battery's dying and I'm just sitting here looking at fucking Funko Pops on OfferUp. All right, it's currently 5:37 in the morning. Hello. Well, I've got the notes there. I just feel like the song is very like da da da. I don't know. There's no like energy behind it. But I guess it is kind of like a nighttime song. I made it while I was trying to go to sleep. Excuse me, what do you have to say? Huh? Okay, so the 2 times that I've worked on this song so far, I've been super tired. And I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to hear how tired I am. Okay, so I'm a little bit stuck on it, I guess. I don't really know what to do with it. That's the thing. Like this morning when I left after working on it a little bit, I'm not even using this microphone. It doesn't need to be in my face. I kind of thought it was maybe even a little bit boring. But actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it's not that bad. It's pretty basic, but I intended it to be basic because I just want to get back into this some way, somehow. So whatever. Take the path of least resistance. That is the lesson here. just had a weird random idea to turn this into some kind of, this is where creativity takes you sometimes. To turn this song into, it's like the future and the robots are in control, and it's like this song wakes you up, and then they're like, "Good morning, human," and then they feed you breakfast. Of course, my mind always goes to like the robots taking over. Is that a tail that I see here? This is my pet tail, everybody. See, that's the universe agreeing with me. We are back from the grave. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. That's the song. That's the song of the week. How did it go? We are back from the grave. I don't know. I lost it. It's gone. Forever. Back to the lullaby. It has this like da 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 beat. And I'm sure there is some music theory thing that I don't know about that can explain, but you know, never been one for the books. I'm sorry. I know I would learn more as a musician if I knew how to read music, but I don't. Maybe one day. Maybe one day, because I am getting older and I enjoy things that I used to not enjoy, you know, like buying clothes and slopping my water so loud. It's okay. He's a schlopper. He does it. That's what he does for a living. What was I saying? I don't know. What was I saying? Something about this beat. I don't know. I like it. I'm going to use it. And then we just changed everything. Look, now it's not a robot song anymore. You know, I was coming up with all those crazy ideas of like making it a song about robots waking up humans. And then I was thinking about making it an intro for something. And then this evening, I just kind of thought to myself, you know, what if, let's breathe out and restart the thought. What if I just accept what the song is? And if I'm listening to the song right now, I hear a basic lo-fi song. No. Yeah. You like it? Is it for you? She might like it. I think Prissy actually likes this song. Priscilla, tell the people how you feel.
Oh, I like this song.
Oh, she's purring. She likes it. You like it when I hold you like this, you weirdo? Okay, we'll stop doing that. So anyway, this is definitely just a lo-fi song. And you know, I was not expecting to ever record a lo-fi song. I don't even know if this really counts as lo-fi because I don't know. Let's look up the definition of lo-fi. Is a music or production quality in which elements usually regarded as imperfections in the context of a recording or performance are present, sometimes as a deliberate choice. What does that mean? Lo-fi began to be recognized as a style of popular music in the 1990s when it became alternately referred to as DIY music. Well, I guess that it counts. We're just going to say it. It's lo-fi. I'm literally starting from scratch. Like I'm using a free program with basic sounds. So far, this first week has been kind of like, it feels like when I first started again. And I'm just like literally starting from the ground up. So to try and get a song done in a week, we're just going to have to let it flow and let everything be what it is. There's no need to second guess it, you know, just lean into what it's becoming. Sometimes it takes, like it's taken me a few days to kind of see what kind of song this is too. It's interesting. It's very interesting. I like it. And we're going to keep going with this lo-fi song. Start to make it sound all cool in my ears because we've got like 2 days left until I gotta submit this guy. So that's you. Let's go. I've added a few layers. I added, what is it called? A harmony to the main piano piece. We added a little bit of drums on the sides, like so. I added a bunch of delay and reverb to things. For some reason, I want to put a rain sound effect in here. And it's probably because I've been falling asleep to all those YouTube videos where it's just like 10 hours of rain on the sidewalk or whatever. I love those things. They help me fall asleep at night. Sometimes I'll fall asleep on the couch on purpose so I can be in the living room with these rain sounds. I don't know what is wrong with me, but maybe nothing. So, yeah. Anyway, so I think that's what I'm kind of creating is this atmospheric, like rainy type deal. I want to see how it turns out. Maybe I'll fall asleep to it tonight. I'll just loop it for like 8 hours. Oh my god. I couldn't take 8 hours of this piano part. Here, let's go through some rain sounds together. freesound.org is a good spot for free sound effects. People just upload stuff, and you can upload stuff that other people can use. There's like so many different sounds on here. I always use sounds on here, and there's no license. It's just people sharing shit so that we can all make fun stuff together. Woo! You can also donate them money. I want a long rain sound. Like 30, yeah. There we go. 31 minutes of rain. No, that's too heavy. I need something light. Might just go back to that first one. Oh my god. This person titled this sound file, Smooth Rain on Roof. Very smooth rain. On roof? Short. Very smooth. Keep that in mind. Listen to this. This is really smooth. That is not smooth. Okay, we're just gonna have to go with the first one. Yep, that's the most soothing. This song is very soothing. It has a lull you to sleep type vibe. I'm using it. Thank you, Clanks Chap. That's his name. These people are English, I believe. British, maybe, possibly, because I think they accept pounds. I think I'm right. I don't know. You know, they're just people. They live somewhere. So after all of that, I came home yesterday on Friday, and knowing today is Saturday, and Saturday is the day I'm supposed to be done with all of this, including the video, by the way, and I'm doing this at 6 o'clock. We've got movie night tonight. I gotta finish this up in like 2 hours, okay? Last night I came home and I just worked on this thing until it became anything. Because up until Thursday night even, I don't think I really knew what I was doing with it. But I decided, okay, we're gonna go with this. Let's add a little bit of here. Let's add a little bit of there. Let's find some sounds that work with this thing. And we'll just go. Unfortunately, I didn't capture a lot of video from that because I was just so in the zone. I can walk you through a little bit of it here in a minute. We also have to come up with some artwork and a title. And I believe I came up with a title. Hold on, let's look. It's called Enjoying the View While the Meteors Begin to Fall. And of course, my brain goes to end of the world type scenarios. This is what came to my mind when I heard this song. And the reason is I added a bunch of little booms and some distorted-y kind of sound effects. And I thought, man, this song just sounds like I'm sitting on my porch with my coffee, enjoying my last moment of solace as meteors are starting to hit the earth. You know, we can talk all day about why my brain goes there, but I don't want to right now. This is about music coming out of me. This is not my therapy session. I am not paying you $160 an hour to talk about my trauma. The lesson I learned from this song. Rick Rubin writes about this in his book and talks about it on his podcast a lot, about just letting creativity be what it is. You know, I spent the first couple of days working on this song, mostly just wandering around, not really sure what to do. And I was kind of starting to overthink it and be like, what do I do with this song? I came up with this weird thought about making it like a robots taking over the world kind of thing. I went in all kinds of different directions. The moment where I started to enjoy it really came when I realized, okay, I just have to lean into this. What it actually is. What is it? When you listen to it, it's a lo-fi song. Okay, it's a lo-fi song. Go with it. And from there, the pieces just kind of rolled out. So it is important going forward in this practice, in this song a week challenge doohickey, to remember, just let it be what it's going to be. You know, I might have an idea of what something could be in my head when it first comes into my head. Very rarely does it end up sounding exactly like it does in my head. Because along the way, you find different things that sound good. The things that you think will sound good maybe don't sound that good together. And then sometimes you just got to experiment and make things work. You know, that is the fun of creativity, is not forcing anything into a box. So with all that said, I think now it's time for me to A, walk you through some of the layers in this song, and then B, for us to come up with some artwork using AI, because I don't have time to draw or Photoshop anything. Let's go to the computer. It's gonna go to QuickTime. We're gonna go to QuickTime. And record. Okay, so here is the song. This is the song we've been working on all week. It looks a lot more full than it did before. So I'm going to go through these layers here, okay? First of all, this is the sound that we came up with first. This is the default software instrument that GarageBand brings up when you create a new software instrument. And I came up with this basic 4-note piece. So check this out. And then I just looped that. The basis of this whole song is that 4-note melody. From there, I just started adding things that sounded good with it. I think the next thing I found was the drums, and I will solo out the drums here so you can hear just the drums. They sound very just plain when they're by themselves, but what I did, I accidentally moved them like a quarter note over, so they ended up, when you combine them with the classical piano piece, they end up creating a different kind of rhythm that you'll see when I do this. So combined with the piano part, it gives it that kind of movement where it's like... So happy accidents, that is a timing thing. If you know more about, we've already talked about this, if you know more about music theory, you know why that works. For me, it was a happy accident. Don't sue me. There's a part where it kind of peaks and then it brings it right down, so I simplified the piano part and took that third note out of there. What else here? I have a bass. This is the bass I finally landed on. Very subtle. Pretty quiet in the mix. When I went out and played this in the car, because in order to make sure you have a decent mix, you should go out into the car, you should listen to it in your headphones, you should listen to it on some speakers, just to see how it sounds on different audio devices. And when I did that, when I took it out to the car, the bass was way too fucking loud, and you can't really hear that as well in the headphones or on the speakers sometimes. It's a pretty subtle bass because it's a quieter song. I didn't really want something overpowering. Oh, of course, the rain sound. So check this out. Here is our original rain sound, and currently it's panned halfway over to the left. And I wanted to give it a little more depth in the ears. So instead of just being a mono track with the rain, I wanted it to kind of be on both sides. And so what I did was I changed the EQ a little bit. I panned it all the way to the right. So, and then I moved it over just barely enough to give it a little bit of difference. You just want them to sound different in each ear, because if they sound the same, you're only going to hear one sound in the middle. So this is what the second rain sound sounds like. I added some drive to this, I believe, too. Some distortion a little bit. This one's very high in the treble. The other one has a lot more low and mid-end. Low end and mids. When you combine these two, that's where the magic really happens. Let me show you. Here's just one. Here's both. Here's just one. Here's both. So you see how that gives it a little dimension in there? However, I have these really low, The reason being it's supposed to be like the bass, subtle. Most of everything in this song is subtle. The most upfront thing is that main piano part. Next, I started just finding random sounds. This is where I had a little bit of fun because I was just looking for cool shit to add to it. You know, all I had was that basic drum beat over top of the piano part, and I didn't really know where to go. Oh, I also added this instrument here, this phasing bells instrument, and I made the harmony. I don't usually do a lot of harmonies, so this is one of my first times doing harmonies in. I've been doing this for like 15 years or something. Very punk. It's very punk to not know anything about music and to just kind of wing it. And that's what we're doing here. DIY. See? I told you it was life. I told you it was lo-fi. Yeah. I want to play you this phasing bells piece and then play it over top of our original piano part to show you the coolness of it. So here is the harmony that I made up. What I did to this is I turned the reverb all the way up, I turned the delay almost all the way up, I turned the phaser almost all the way up, I turned the brightness almost all the way up. So essentially this is just a very high-end sound that cuts through pretty much everything. So it's very low in the mix, but you can hear it very audibly, especially when you combine it with the original piano part. And I'll play you that right now. Actually, let's just play everything together so you can hear some of this. Okay, so now there's some other weird sounds in there that you might have just heard. Trying to fill it out a little bit and have as much fun as I could before the time limit was up. I think I did some of this morning too, actually. Random sweepy noises here. Boom effects here if you want to listen to all of this. That would be like the sound of a meteor dropping. I added this level up riser right here to bring us into the next part. This thing called Dusty Strings. You know, has this kind of haunting feel to it, like if it was the end of the world, that's kind of like, it's almost like a warning thing. Speaking of, it's almost like one of those, it sounds like one of those warning, what the fuck are they called? I don't remember what they're called. Sirens. And contrasted with the rain, it's pretty cool because the rain is all relaxing and then you've got this weird haunting stuff at the same time. We've got, oh, speaking of which, here's something I found called Warning. Let's turn those up a little bit. So that was another instrument that I added where I took the same instrument, I changed the effects on both of them, and then I panned them to the left and the right. It gives it a little more dimension again, makes it a little more interesting to listen to. This is where it starts to get a little bit weird because I added this part, instrument called Chill Vocal Sequences, and it's actually really out of key and out of tune, but I just liked it anyway. It made it kind of weird and unsettling on top of the, again, on top of the calmness of the rain and the classic electric piano piece. So I added this weird part that I liked just because I like the contrast between those two feelings. And I'm not sure if you're going to be able to hear in the mix, but what I did was I started it out on the hard left, and then I slowly brought it over to the right side of the ear. So as you're listening to it, it's like, and it kind of creates this cool effect where it's moving across your ear spectrum. So yeah, I guess now is a good time for me to play you the entire thing. It's only 1 minute and 42 seconds. It was going to be 1 minute and 3 seconds, but I thought that was too short. And so I kind of doubled it up and then added a couple additional layers on at the end just to make it seem different than the first time we went heavy, you know? Because you don't want just repetition. You want to add layers as you go in the song. But since we're on a time limit, I had to make it short still. So here it is. And then we just ended off on that piano note where we started. And that is our first song for the Song of a Week challenge. The funny thing is, I've created songs in one day that are more complicated, and I have to write parts for them. I guess it's just been a while. I'm a little bit rusty. I've never used GarageBand before, so I don't know what any of its sounds are. This is a lot of fun getting to do this challenge because it's bringing me back to when I first started and I was first learning things. And after taking so much time off, I feel like I could actually just start from the beginning again, learn some new stuff, really see what I can do with the time limit. And yeah, I'm excited. Obviously, this is not the best song. It's a simple instrumental song. It's not horrible. I don't know if you have the same thoughts about it being a song where you're sitting on the porch with a cup of coffee, watching the rain, and then meteors start falling. I don't know if that is what this song brings to you. If you have your own imagery for it, I'd love to hear that, because I'm sure people have all kinds of different interpretations of things. Since we're here, and since I'm done with this, we can actually make an album cover for this. And we're going to go generative fill. Let's see what happens when we type in man drinking coffee on the porch. What else did it come up with? Oh, I don't want... Oh, hello. Okay. No, that's not quite what I'm going for. I don't want a close-up of a man drinking coffee on porch. I want, okay, the back view of an old man drinking coffee on his porch, watching the rain fall. Let's see what comes up here. Okay, why do they insist on the close views here? I don't like that. Let's keep trying here. A far away view. A far away back view of an old man drinking coffee on his porch, watching the rain fall in hand-drawn style. Now let's see what it comes up with. Okay. Wait, what's this one? I like this one. Let's use this one. Okay, we're using it. It kind of looks like Santa Claus. Look at his hand. Look at it. We're using it. And the rainfall is like red, so it looks like blood. Perfect. Okay, now what we're going to do, on top of that, we're going to add hand-drawn style meteors falling from the sky. What the hell is that? That is a rocket ship. That could be a meteor, I guess. No. Let's try again. Meteor rocks falling from the sky to Earth. Let's see. Let's see. I'm excited. Oh, here we go. That's something. What's the second one? That one's good. That one's good. Those kind of look like pine cones. I feel like we could use all of these, right? Maybe I don't need the pine cones. Maybe we just need the one, and then we can make another one. We can flip it. We can shrink it. It can be up there. There we go. This is our cover art. We did it. This is the cover art for Song of the Week #1. What's it called? Enjoying a sip of coffee as the meteors fall. We haven't quite nailed down the title yet. Enjoying the last sip of coffee before the meteors fall? Oh, what if we called it the last sip of coffee before the meteors fall? And I wonder about making a little bit of a blur under here. There we go. Meteors. Okay, now. The last sip of coffee as the meteors fall. That's the name of the song. And there is our cover art for the last sip of coffee as the meteors fall. We did it. Song in a week. Wrapped up. So, what did we learn from week 1, huh? You tell me now. Started learning how to use GarageBand. We learned how to make just anything without any expectations on it. This is going to be a good project. I'm excited. Again, it could end at any time because I could grow bored and stale with it. But as for right now, we're going to move on to week 2 and see what comes out of week 2. It is Valentine's season, so I'm thinking something Valentine's-y might be in the works here. I'll see you next week. Bye.